Welcome to PVTV International. I'm going to present this week's editions of our news roundup. Cabinet news: Acting President Duwa urges caution in international relations. During a cabinet meeting on September 24, Acting President of the National Unity Government Duwa stressed the importance of ensuring the country does not become a tool for global powers or get entangled in international political games. In the realm of international relations, it is crucial that we resist becoming a puppet of global powers or a mere figure in their political games. Regardless of a country's side, it must uphold its dignity and sovereignty. We must respect the right of all ethnic groups within our nation to determine their own futures, while safeguarding the independence, sovereignty of our country. He emphasized the need to carefully navigate the country's internal affairs amid the ongoing competitions between global powers. The delicate balance of political and military forces within the nation is highly sensitive, and he urged skillful management of both hard and soft power to address political tensions. NUG Prime Minister urged stable administration during the revolution. On September 26, National Unity Government Prime Minister Mawin Kaidan called on the Central Committee for Interim Implementations of Public Administration to work collaboratively, highlighting the strength it would bring to the revolution if administrative functions could continue to operate stably. It is essential to establish strong principles in both politics and administration, said the Prime Minister, stressing that good governance depends not only on policy but on the people involved. He further emphasized that it is the government's responsibility to ensure these principles are upheld and urged the committee to work diligently in overseeing and guiding administrative. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, NUG Deputy Minister denies anti-China allegations and US aid claims. On September 27, Umo Zawu, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs for the National Unity Government (NUG), refuted claims that the NUG is involved in anti-China activities, stating that the Terrorist Military Council is behind such actions while spreading false information to implicate the NUG. It is the Terrorist Military Council orchestrating systematic anti-China activities, said the Deputy Minister, adding that the regime is using propaganda to suggest that the NUG has Western backing and is hostile towards China. He emphasized these claims are merely attempts to damage relations between the NUG and China. The Deputy Minister also denied rumors that the NUG received substantial financial aid from the United States, rejecting the military council's propaganda that the United States provide $200 million annually to support the NUG as part of a strategy to control China. Ministry of Human Rights, NUG Deputy Minister calls for innovative justice approaches at UN General Assembly. During a session at the 79th United Nations General Assembly on September 25th, Wu Aung-jomu, Deputy Minister of Human Rights for the National Unity Government (NUG), emphasized the need for new and innovative methods to break the cycle of impunity perpetuated by the Terrorist Military Council in Myanmar. He stressed that resources must be used efficiently and sensitively, and that the concept of transformational justice must be internalized to drive meaningful change. The Deputy Minister also highlighted the importance of a victim-centered approach, along with the active involvement of the local and international women's organizations and civil society groups in the pursuit of justice and accountability in Myanmar. NUG Ministry of Human Rights urges UN action against military council executions. On September 24, the Minister of Human Rights of the National Unity Government (NUG) called for an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council to address the Terrorist Military Council's resumptions of executions. The ministry condemned the military council's actions and urged the international community to intervene. Reports indicate that the military council is preparing to execute democracy activists who have been unjustly sentenced to death. The executions follow closed-door prosecutions without an independent judicial system, a tactic aimed at spreading fear. In July 2022, the military council executed Ko Phyo Siyado, Ko Jinmi, Ko Hla Myo Aung, and Ko Aung Durazo Under these similar circumstances, the United Nations Independent Investigate Mechanism for Myanmar, IIMM, issued a statement on September 23rd, noting that the use of the death penalty or prolonged detention without fair trial processes could constitute a crime against humanity or a war crime. The ministry has called on ASEAN members, diplomats, and the United Nations to pressure the military council to halt all executions and release those detained arbitrarily. It also reiterated the need for an emergency UN Security Council meeting to ensure the implementations of Resolution 2669. NUG Ministry of Human Rights welcomes UN report on Myanmar's human rights crisis. On September 25th, the Ministry of Human Rights of the National Unity Government NUG issued a statement welcoming the submissions of a report on Myanmar's human rights situations to the 57 sections of the United Nations Human Rights Council by the Office of the United Nations High Commissioners for Human Rights. The report highlighted the deliberate targeting of civilians by the military council, including airstrikes and heavy weapons attack. It also addressed the misuse of humanitarian aid following Typhoon Yagi, which was exploited for the country's interests. The report condemned forced military conscription targeting Myanmar's youth, describing it as an intentional effort to destroy the younger generation. It also noted that women and individuals of different sexual orientations are being arbitrarily detained, tortured, and subjected to sexual violence. The Ministry of Human Rights reiterated the importance of enforcing UN Security Council Resolution 2669/2022, which called for a ban on arms, military equipment, and jet fuel imports to the military council. It further emphasized the need for Myanmar to be regularly included in the UN Security Council's agendas and reports. In its statement, the ministry called for direct engagement with the NUG, ethnic armed forces, civil society groups, women, and youth to develop a new political process for Myanmar's future. It urged the international community to explore innovative ways of delivering humanitarian assistance to all communities in need, including through cross-border operations and local organizations, while warning against collaborations with the military junta that continue to manipulate aid for military gains. Military airstrike killed 12 civilians in Mandalay region. On September 20, the military council launched airstrike on Yagi village and surrounding areas in Ngazon Township, Mandalay region, using 2 jet fighters armed with 500-pound bombs. The attack, which targeted locations near local shops, killed 12 people, including children, the Ministry of Human Rights of the National Unity Government reported on September 23rd. Among the victims were 10 civilians, including a 9-year-old child, 2 soldiers, 5 others were seriously injured, and about 10 homes, shops, and motorcycles were damaged. On September 21st, further airstrike without any preceding conflict hit Motown and Kongle villages, causing significant damage to public school in Motown village and a pagoda in Kongle village. Ministry of Defense, Typhoon Yagi Devastates Myanmar, PDF and BTT lead relief efforts. Following the destruction caused by Typhoon Yagi, which has affected hundreds of thousands of people across Myanmar, the death toll and number of missing persons have surpassed 1,000, the National Unity Government Ministry of Defense announced on September 25th. The People's Defense Force PDF and People's Defense Team BTT are actively involved in rescues and relief efforts, providing aid to flood-affected communities. They are delivering cash and dry food to those in need in areas under their control. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Defense accused the military councils of deliberately seizing relief materials meant for flood victims and cutting off communication channels, further worsening the crisis. Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. Donations aid flood victims across multiple regions. In Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management of the National Unity Government announced on September 28 that donations from citizens continue to flow to support flood-stricken area across Myanmar, including Zagai, Magwe, Mandalay, Bago, and the southern parts of Shan, Karenni, Karen, Rakhine, and Mun states. People Defense Team PTT, Township PTT teams, and local administration groups are collaborating to provide emergency shelter and food to war-displaced refugees affected by the floods in the Zagai and Mandalay regions. Military Affairs Summary for the 4th week of September 2024. Major events that occurred during the 4th week of September 2024 include the withdrawal of 100 military bases in the plains, the escalations of resistant attack in ethnic areas, and the increase in bombardment by the 100 army on cities controlled by the ethnic organizations. In Mandalay region, Nyau Township, a 100 military convoy returning from patrol was attacked by joint forces of the Nyau Township BDF, resulting in the death of 300 soldiers and 9 injuries. In Yagi Township, Magui region, the Samaya village Puzoti militia base was deserted after being attacked. Similarly, the Typhoon military base in the Mandalay Township, which have been stationed for over 40 years, was abandoned following an attack by the People Defense Force PDF. Nearly 50 refugees from Typhoon village in Nyai Township, also under 100 Puzoti militia's control, are being assisted by Nyai PDF. In Pelebu Sagai region, where the PDF is conducting a town capture operation, the commander of Light Infantry Battalion 50, Major Kamin, was killed while reinforcement arrived. The Honda is increasingly facing base desertions and personnel losses in the lower lands as the revolutions expand. The Honda Army bombed Lashi, a city controlled by the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army (MNDAA), 7 times over the past months, resulting in the deaths of 3 civilians and 38 injuries. The Arakan Army announced its plans to accelerate operations to capture the remaining Honda military base in Rakhine State, including the Border Guard Police Battalion 5 base in Maungdaw, the only remaining Honda stronghold in the area. The Ta'aw National Liberation Army (TNLA) successfully seized the headquarters of Light Infantry Battalion 503 and 504 in Sibor, Northern Shan State. In Kachin State, fighting has intensified as the Honda forces attempt to recapture LIB 437 in Momau, which was taken by the Kachin Independence Army KIA. Resistant attacks on Honda forces in ethnic areas like Southern Shan, Kachin, Rakhine State have escalated, and as a result, the Honda, with diminished military power, has increased its airstrike on cities controlled by ethnic revolutionary groups. Let's see what do we have for our weekly rounded news in coming weeks. Thanks for watching PVTV International.